This is the first leg of the track, and you can clearly see the footprints that constitute the track going straight forward. The dog is in a great mood. He finds the first set of food that is a 3 and 2 pattern, means 3 pieces of food, 2 pieces of no food, repeated by 3 pieces of food. This is to give the dog motivation to go forward hunting with much more intensity, that there might be a promise of food up ahead on the track. You can see this pace of the dogs. It slows right down as he's picking up the food and the pattern, and he will continue to maintain that slower, more deliberate pace as he approaches the first article. So I've laid a bunch of patterns to slow down his first leg, and as we approach the first article, and that is an excellent indication for the article. A little head bobs because of the grass getting in his face, but this is full points. Right, there's the article. Now we're going to restart. The dog still got the enthusiasm. He's hunting very deliberately, even though there's no food there. The dog's prepared to find food there, and so he's really digging in his nose, and he's really hunting in the footsteps, looking for food as he approaches the first corner. This is going to be a right turn, and he pencils that turn. That's a beautiful turn, full points, and right there he finds his reward for that good turn. There's food right there, 3 pieces of food again, 2 no food, and then again he finds 3 more pieces of food right there. Then we head on down a little bit on the longer leg here. That is the second leg, and he'll find a couple of pieces of food coming right up down. That'll slow him down again. The food reinforcement right there is just to make sure the dog doesn't pick up too much pace and then accidentally misses a corner. We keep the pace in check, so the dog is always hunting. So we always want to randomize food rewards on the track, and there again you see the article indication is excellent. There's the second restart from the article, and the dog's again in great mood. He's not under any pressure. He finds food motivation right there. There's a 3-2 pattern again for the food reward on the track, and the tail's wagging. The dog's got great body language. He's hunting really hard. So this is exactly what we want to see as a picture. The leash is loose, and the dog's not rushing through the track. He's taking his time to move through the track and hunt every footstep. Again, it's the promise of food in the footsteps that keeps the dog so grounded and intense in the track. This is exactly the picture we want to see from the dog. The second right turn is approaching soon, and the dog will be making another turn. Right there, he pencils that second turn again, and he gets paid for it right now. There you see he found the food reward. That's again in the 3 and 2 pattern. You can vary that pattern. So we want to do the 3 patterns so the dog finds footstep to footstep to footstep food, and that way he doesn't side doing one siding. That means the dog's just looking at one side of footsteps. That can cause the dog to actually miss a turn if he's just following one side of paces and not looking at the other side. So that's why we want to randomize these footsteps. Again, the second turn, the dog's going very intensely, and he finds the food reward again right after the corner. And he's moving with a lot of concentration now. The terrain changed a little bit. You can see there's dry ground underneath, so the dog is really hunting, and he's using his nose. And there's the third article. That was also an excellent indication. The dog downed promptly at the article, and there it is. Now the next turn we have is coming up. There's no food here. The dog's gonna keep following that trail, and he's hunting very intensely, which you want to see. Even though the terrain is not best, you can see the exposed ground right there. So it's not just soft, grass. And the dog's going on his way. Finally, he gets a food reward for going down that path. But this is an experienced dog, so you can have such little food on the track and expect the dog to still perform really well. But you can't do too many of these tracks in one go, because then the dog gets smart and to the track, and there was another excellent corner, and he gets rewarded for it right there. Well, I was saying you don't want to do too many of these tracks, because then the dog gets wise, especially before a trial, and you know that the dog thinks that there's not a lot of food there, then he'll start rushing, and that's not a behavior we want to create. So randomize the tracks, randomize the amount of food. Some tracks with a lot of food, some tracks with less food. Once the dog learns, and he's hunting and approaching the last article and the last leg of the track, and he's concentrating really hard, and he downs with an excellent indication again. And this was the last article on the track. Beautifully done.